you. Come on, sit down. You're sitting at the grown-ups table. I'm your host, Jesse Pimpinella, and joining me tonight is the one and only guest host, Ryan Hillsman, everybody. Give it up for Ryan, man. Yeah. Ryan.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Thank you so much for stopping in. Right now, John is out right now. Basically, long story short, a small little town of Hoosville pissed him off. He's working on a plan that's going to come to fruition on the 24th of December. We're excited for it. We don't know what it's about, but it involves a dog, a sled, and a man with a dream. And we are excited for that.
The storyline sounds vaguely familiar.
It's vaguely familiar. Honestly, anytime he's gone, he's doing something movie-like. Tina, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for joining us. All right, we're going to be talking
How you doing, Tina?
Yeah, Tina's here. So if you want to talk about any Christmas movies, you let us know. Put it in the comment section, and we'll yammer about it because that's what we're here to do tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about holiday specials, not just limited to the holiday specials that premiere on CBS and all those little things like Charlie Brown's Christmas. We're talking about movies. We're talking about TV shows. We're talking about episodes from shows. We're talking about non-traditional movies like Black Christmas, or Die Hard, things that take place in the backdrop of Christmas, and anything that just kind of puts us in the Christmassy mood. And to really get you to understand that is you see this Black Christmas tree right here. We're waiting on the white lights. We got a face mask at the top.
Nice.
So, yes. We go hard on Christmas like this. Black stockings and everything are over there. So Ryan, man, so what do Christmas specials mean to you? Like when you see one come on TV, like does it perk you up? Does it get you ready for the holidays, or do you feel a little bit bah humbug on the inside? Where are you on all this?
In the middle.
Well, do you feel like it's the commercialism of Christmas that really is the thing that?
Yeah.
Yes. And that's why I always say Halloween beats out. Watch movies, eat candy, have fun with your friends. But Christmas, it's just these predetermined familiar obligations by the family, and it's a lot. It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind, in the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, it's debatable that he doesn't hate Christmas. He hates people. And hey, who couldn't relate to that? You know what I mean? Like,
I was just going to say, I really do relate with that.
Dude, that movie has always been the biggest. I hate the ending because it betrayed me at the very end. He should have been kicked one by one off the cliff, going "fuck this, fuck this, fuck this." Like, literally, I felt betrayed. I felt like how women have felt about Matt Rife recently. Like that's how I felt about the Grinch. You switch sides. Don't do that. But hey, you know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Tina's saying it feels like 2 degrees outside. Holy shit, where are you? Are you on Mount Crumpet right now?
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I get that feeling. I get that. But do you have a Christmas movie that you put on that makes you go, okay, it's the holidays. I'm going to get a nice drink. I'm going to chill. I'm going to watch this, and the jolliness will come about. Do you have anything that does that for you?
Tim Allen's The Santa Claus, the original.
Love that movie. Well, it's such a great film.
Great movie. It is. You know what? I actually,
The title itself is clever because it's clause as in like a legal clause, and I'm like, you had it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like a lot of the older movies like Frosty the Snowman, all the claymation ones. It's just the nostalgia of it. That's what I like. I don't really care for a lot of the new stuff that's out. Doesn't really do anything for me.
No, it doesn't. And that claymation, almost sometimes I feel like claymation is almost synonymous to holiday specials sometimes. Like,
yeah.
I think claymation, I just start thinking like, is Christmas getting that close now? Like, what's going on? Like, just something like, and I'm talking about that old style claymation where you can see the wrinkles in the dough. You know what I mean? You can see that some guy has pushed his finger in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Or that's that weird, like,
yep.
You tell it's horse's hair on Santa Claus's chin. Like, it just looks like a horse's hair. You know, it's like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Tina's saying she's out in New York City. Oh, fans from New York, what's up? Thank you so much for listening. Sean is listening. Sean, what's up, man? How ho 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 holidays, baby. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about claymation. But real quick, funny little story about the Tim Allen thing with the Santa Claus. Did you know that they had to dub something out of that movie because it caused problems?
What?
Remember when he jokes around with the wife and he's like 1-800 spank me? Apparently, kids would hear that in the movie and they started dialing it. And
oh, really?
Yeah. And so Disney had to like change the dialogue. So if you like the VHS like I do, the line is still there, but I don't think it's on the Disney Plus anymore. Someone can check that out and fact check it for me.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I remember that happened and people were like, don't do that. It's kind of like the guy, it just cracked me up. But yeah, let's talk about timeless stop motion classics. We're talking about Rude.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about A Year Without Santa Claus. We're talking about Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Jack Frost when he's that little sprite guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like which
well,
one?
How about the California Raisins Christmas special? That was always one of my favorites.
Holy shit! I've never heard of this. Are you kidding?
Really?
I've never heard of this.
It was like a variety Christmas special that starred the California Raisins.
Okay. Holy shit! Okay.
I think it came out in like the mid to late 80s.
Yeah. Ooh, this looks like some old fashioned claymation right here.
Definitely recommend it.
Okay, I just want to pull up an image so everybody can see what we're seeing on our end. Hold on, something open. No, I want to save as image. I want to open as image. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Little technical difficulties, but that's the magic of theater on the radio. It doesn't work. So just deal with it. Okay, here it is. Ta-da. Let's see what they look like. All right. Yeah. Is this them?
Yep. And it had a couple of dinosaurs that were like they were like the hosts of it and stuff, and they would introduce all the different like shorts and stuff that were playing throughout the special.
Holy shit! Okay, this is cool. I've never heard of this before. So, like California Raisins, I assume they sell California Raisins. They were just like, we got to get in the holiday special biz.
Yeah, well, they were back in the 80s. Like a lot of the commercials, these guys right here would like sing a jingle for raisins and stuff.
Okay.
And it was so big they made I think they made a show out of them or something, maybe like a short-lived show. But they did a Christmas special with these guys. They would sing and dance and all that other stuff.
Okay. Yeah, they had a few albums and stuff, man. Like they had record deals and like, holy shit, this is pretty cool. This is kind of like, do you remember in the early 2000s, like when we had the So Easy a Caveman Could Do It from Geico, and then they did a TV show?
Yeah.
This is kind of like that. That's pretty cool. So when did you watch this when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I watched it the first year it came out, and every year after when I was a kid. It was like, it wasn't really Christmas until I watched this and all the other claymation stuff.
Do you still have a copy? Are you still able to watch this?
Oh. You might be able to find it on YouTube.
I just found a Daily Motion of this. I'm not sure if that's
like Daily Motion will work too.
Yeah, so there you go, everybody. So if you want to check that out, does anybody else remember this? Please let me know. Heard it from a Grapevine commercial from '89 promoting Cali Raisins. Okay. There you go. All right, Mike. Thanks for bringing that up. I love that. I was like, heard it from a Grapevine commercial. I was like, is that like the song? Is like that? Like, I was like, are you trying to do a pun on me? But
yeah.
But it happened in '89, so I'm such an idiot. I don't know anything about that. But thanks for joining us, Michael, man. That's always awesome. But yeah, let's talk about some of the classic claymations. So this is pretty cool. So this is kind of like a little secret gem for the audience out there. Go online, check this out, and see why this brings Ryan into the Christmas Christmas feelings. Sorry, words don't work. Anyways.
Spirit.
All right. Did he just have a stroke? Maybe. Now, was there a plot line to this movie? Or was it more like a variety show?
It was more like a variety show.
That's pretty cool. I like that. So they were like,
yeah, they would have like a bunch of different things, and then the California Raisins in between would do like a little thing, and then at the end they were all they ended up getting dressed like reindeer or whatever, and they would start singing like a Christmas song, and they would fly away.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Well, that's really cool, man. I really like. I always love when I discover something new that like gets people into the Christmas spirit. So I'm really digging that. I'm gonna have to go check that out. So let's talk about some of the classic ones that we all know, because we talk about stop motion. So Rudolph is always the biggest one. Which
yep,
yeah, and like everybody talks about. I think this one, like anytime you think of Rudolph, you always think of that weird snowman guy. Well, hey there, fellas, like the Colonel Sander if he was a snowman. Yeah. He just starts. I'm gonna tell you a story about bullying and Christmas spirit. It's like gotta hide who you are.
And then afterwards, we're gonna have a big old bucket of fried chicken.
He was doing celebrity impersonations of the Colonel before, like all those Norm Macdonald commercials. Man, it was great. And like, I feel bad. Like Rudolph had like the shittiest father, because wasn't it like Donner or something? And he was like, "You gotta hide that shit."
Yeah. Yeah, he would like rub his hoof in some like I don't know a big pile of reindeer shit and just cover his nose in it.
He like disproved nepotism like so fast in that thing. Like, like Rudolph was not a nepo baby at all. You would think like,
why is your nose glowing?
You think the other?
Why is your nose glowing? Here, take some shit and put that on there. Yeah, there you go. Now you look normal.
Get that on there. And like the way he put it on, I know it's probably the crudeness of the claymation, but it's so violent. He's just like, put it on.
Yeah, it's almost like he kicks his own kid in the face. Like, yeah, get this shit on there and make it look normal.
He kind of kicked.
Fuck your shiny nose.
And he did it in front of his boss. Santa was in the cave at the time. Santa's like, whoop.
And Santa's just like, yeah, this is normal. All right, later.
Santa dips so fast when he's seen a child getting abused. He's like, oh, I'm out. I think that's like watching your friend.
I got my own skeletons. I'm not dealing with this bullshit.
I'm doing this one. You handle your kids your way. I'll handle my kids my way. That's all. But yeah, no. So this storyline, it truly avoided being a nepotism cautionary tale, and it became more about bullying. Like everybody, like he wanted to be a reindeer, but he couldn't because he had a headlight on his nose. And then like, which you would think like in the night sky, great idea. Which plot twist that turns out to be very helpful. And then you had Hermie who wanted to be a dentist, which was such a line. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, I just want to be a dentist. I'm like, really? You just want to do anything you want? You're magical as shit. Okay, be a dentist. I don't care. Yeah. And then they had the one guy who was like the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket yelling at him because he was like, "You gonna make some fucking
God
private joker?"
Yeah, he had that pointy ass goatee and shit. Used to yell at everybody.
Dude, he was abusive. It's so funny. Like when they and you can see that like that show was like hiding like a subliminal level of sweatshop abuse in that, like because they got angry like anytime nobody was making the toys right and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did.
And then like what do they do if the toy isn't worthy? They throw you on an island called the Misfit Toys, which that's the sequel to that movie. They're like, oh, you're different. Next. Like it's very cool. It was very ableistic. It was very ableistic for its time. They're like, oh, you don't function the way you're supposed to. You're gonna go to this island, just spray over there and just die there if you can. Do us that favor.
Yeah, we don't even want to see you. We don't want to hear you. We don't even want to remember your existence. Just get the fuck out. Get on this little sheet of ice. We're gonna crack it up, and then we're just gonna push you and hope that you make it to the island.
Every time I see them do that and send them adrift, I always think of that scene from South Park from Canada. We're going to send you adrift, yeah. Like, kind of like, fuck you, buddy, fuck you, guy, fuck you, friend. I just started laughing at that now every time I watch Rudolph because I'm like, holy shit, that's what they do. That's the punishment. But I always like, but yeah, this movie, it takes a lot of crazy side stories. Then you got the one guy who like licks his pickaxe like he's trying to save a marriage. Like,
Yukon Cornelius.
Yes. And he's like, you're like, what are you doing? Dude, do you know how depressed I was when I found out gold didn't taste like anything? Like I was so mad. Dude, like I remember one time my mom left a ring on the counter. I grabbed it like this tastes like shit. It tastes like nothing. It tastes like water.
Tastes
like the way he licked his pickaxe, he licked it like it was chocolate. Like it was good.
Yeah. Every single time he would pick through any type of ice, he had to lick the ice right off.
Right off. Like he was just
like what?
Like you lick the beaters after you're mixing brownie mix.
I mean, and that's kind of false advertisement too, because he's licking metal and his tongue didn't even get stuck once.
Yeah, no, exactly. So if anything, he's working with either a very fake pickaxe, or they're just not scientifically based, and I won't stand for my Christmas specials not being scientifically based. Be real.
Fuck the magic of Christmas. We need science up in this bitch.
Science up in this bitch. Exactly. Let's see. We got a couple other good ones. That this one, A Year Without Santa Claus. This gave us the Heat Miser and Cold Miser musical numbers.
Yep.
Without this, Arnold Schwarzenegger wouldn't have a scene that is still iconic in Batman and Robin. Sing.
Sitting there with the big ass cold cigar in his hand, just like, come on, let's go. Yeah. And all of his guys are like frozen stiff. They're like, can't fucking move, and he's just wearing a robe.
I love that. That to me is like the most Christmassy scene. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze singing to Cold Miser, watching A Year Without Santa Claus in July. It's just a beautiful scene, really. It's just a beautiful.
Hey, even supervillains need some kind of Christmas joy.
Exactly. Hold on a second. Comedian Dan Brown just joined us. The generation that grew up with Rudolph is complaining how kids are too soft. MFers, y'all need a disabled reindeer to feel better about yourself. Oh my God. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's true. That is very true. We did. It's so funny. Like, it's so funny for the same things that people feel soft about with the previous generation. That this generation, like, I made a video on YouTube recently, and it's going to premiere tonight. It's literally about this person going, how can a generation that licked lead paint and used asbestos as snow in The Wizard of Oz tell us, the generation with everything at their fingertips on a phone, what's right and what's wrong? And I'm like, yeah, but we're also the generation that ate Tide Pods as a challenge. So, I mean, like, we don't have a lot of leeway on this. It's like every generation has their thing that makes them stupid, and every generation has its thing that makes them smart. So let's just let bygones be bygones. That's all I know for everybody.
I mean, my generation had Jackass. Exactly. You don't know how many times I got flung. You have no idea how many times I got flung out of a freaking shopping cart from hitting a curb after being shoved.
Because it just looks fun, and I get that. I was on the bridge of that child, yeah.
And it is fun. It's all fun and games until you get a branch shoved up your ass, and it's really not that much fun anymore.
Exactly. But that's the type of joy I want. Like that. But like again, like I said, that's what gives every generation its characteristics: the dumb stuff and the smart stuff that they do.
Yep.
Yeah. And so going back to A Year Without Santa Claus, this storyline is basically Santa just calls in sick. He's like, everybody's just like, they don't like what I do. I quit. I'm taking a year off. And then like they have to do this whole thing where the Cold Miser and Heat Miser have to make a deal. Like, all right, I'll let it get cold in Texas, and you It's like this weird negotiation. Like basically, they're causing global warming in the movie. All right, they caused global warming just to get Santa to work again. All right, and that's why the ozone layer is fucked because we needed Santa Claus. You could blame.
It wasn't CFCs. It was Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. It was them trying to get Santa Claus back to work, and they're like, "All right, fine, we'll make it snow in Texas. We'll do it." You know. I mean, hell, it snowed in Texas a few years ago, and look how bad it got. You know what I mean? That's how much they didn't care.
Yeah.
See, we didn't watch the rest of the movie where the rest of the town got shut down and people starved. We just was like, snows in Texas, Santa Claus, and the movie ends. We didn't see the deaths. We didn't see the fatalities of that movie.
Although, was it really Santa Claus's fault, or was it the people's fault for not believing in Santa Claus anymore?
Ah, look at you coming with yeah, that's true. That's true. So still, no matter what, at the end of the day, people cause global warming.
It's everybody's fault.
It's everybody's fault. It's everybody, because of your lack of belief in Santa Claus, your lack of belief caused one of the biggest carbon footprints in history. That's what you did. All right. Anytime a polar bear starts drowning in the Arctic, just know you did that. You did that because you didn't believe Santa loves you. All right. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And don't let anybody ever tell you different.
Mommy, does Santa Claus love us? No, Timmy. No, he hates you. Go away.
What's such a dark thing to say? Oh, yeah, no, he doesn't love you. I can just see the kids sulking.
How come it's not snowing anymore?
It's not snowing. Oh, shit. That's funny. Oh, shit.
It's funny. Christmas, and I can wear shorts.
Which, hey, you know
he's outside on his lawn. He's outside on his lawn with his little rosebud sled trying to, slide over the grass. Dad's hosing him down because he doesn't want his grass destroyed anymore.
Son, you gotta stop doing that. You gotta stop it. You have to stop right now.
Stop breaking my lawn, asshole.
So like I said, claymation, it just has this magic. I think what makes the stop motion so magical is that what we're seeing on screen existed in our three-dimensional reality. Like that Rudolph,
that
was tangible. You could pick up that Rudolph. You know, I think that's what made it so amazing. Even to this day, people flock to CBS when it aired. I think this weekend, or this week possibly. I think it was came on. Everybody was still talking about it on Facebook and X and whatever that stuff. I gotta say X because it's not Twitter anymore, but fucking Twitter anyways. We're gonna call X Twitter like we call Dwayne Johnson The Rock still. All right, it doesn't change anything. Right? We're gonna call it.
So we have a concert venue. We have a concert venue over in Mansfield, Mass. Called I forget what it's called now, but every generation has its own name for it.
Yeah.
Generation before me, Great Woods. For me, it was the Tweeter Center, and for everybody else, it's what it is now.
That's how it always is. Like I still call Progressive Field Jacobs Field in Cleveland. Like it's still Jacobs Field. You know, that's
Providence Civic Center. It's always been the Civic Center. Then it became the Dunkin' Donuts Center or the Dunk. Fucking stupid. Well, and now it's some pavilion.
I would go with it just because I love Dunkin' Donuts a lot. To a certain degree, obviously. All right. But anyways, let's talk about more Santa Claus. Let's talk a little bit about a movie you brought up, which was the Santa Claus. I mean, what I think was so impactful about this movie in particular is that Tim Allen was kind of like the generational Santa Claus for a very long time. Like when I would think about Santa Claus, I kind of thought Tim Allen.
Exactly. He had the way that they did his makeup between, the hat, the eyebrows, the hair, the full beard and stuff. Like when I think of Santa Claus, I picture him. Yeah. His Santa Claus over any other one. Yeah. Whereas, and before the Santa Claus ever came out, I would think of the claymation Santa Claus as being, what Santa Claus would look like. But then this came on. I'm like, no, this is Santa Claus now. He looks exactly the way I would always picture Santa Claus to be.
And I think it's kind of cool because you see Tim Allen grow into Santa Claus, which makes it even more believable that he's Santa Claus. It's not like how for example, David Harbour, who played Santa Claus in Violent Night, which he did a phenomenal job, but you didn't see the transition from David Harbour to Santa Claus. But in this, you see the Scott Calvin, this slowly and surely, he's getting a little bigger, he's getting rounder, he's graying up a little bit, and then finally he's Santa Claus. And it's ironic because a lot of people laugh. Like, that movie is technically, if you think about it, a body horror movie. if you really think about it, it's about a man who's losing control of his body to a scary proportion where his beard just grows back.
But he's perfectly healthy.
He's perfectly healthy, even though his heart goes.
He is perfectly healthy. Yeah, his heart does jingle bells.
I thought it was hilarious. But even when he tried dyeing his hair and shaving the beard, you see the magic of Santa Claus just come in, and there he is. He's back to the way he's being made to be. Yeah. And I think what was also so cool about this movie was the fact that it had a really good sequel. Yeah. The Santa Claus 2. The Santa Claus 2, while don't get me wrong, I love the Santa Claus. I think the Santa Claus is funny, heartfelt. It's Tim Allen in his prime. But the Santa Claus 2 had this unbelievable amount of heart that was just it was magical. It was just I don't know, watching Santa Claus fall in love. I guess that's what it was. Oh, Santa Claus finds love. He gives toys to everybody in the world. I mean, Santa Claus needs to hit it every once in a while. So we're happy. It's like when your friend gets laid finally, and you're like,
there you go.
That was all
my man.
But also the fact that they dressed Tim Allen up as Benito Mussolini, the dictator, as the evil Santa Claus, cracked me up. And he has the sash, the black leather. I can't tell you, coming from an Italian household, how fucking funny that is. You can't, I don't think you can get away with it today. You could try, there'll be people that's not funny, but that's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It calls everybody little idiots and all this. It's great, but it's a fun movie. And say what you want about the third movie. Was the third movie kind of a cash grab? Yeah. But it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I still liked it.
No, it wasn't horrible, but I would watch it.
Yeah. And if that's what a cash grab is, how lucky. How lucky. If that was a cash grab by Disney, no less, because Disney has done some of the worst cash grab sequels. Beauty and the Beast 2, Cinderella 2, The Emperor's New Groove, Kronk's New Groove. They've done so many sequels. Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. All right, a lot of those.
Yeah.
So to make it okay third movie and have Martin Short there, we're good. I'm okay with that. I can.
Martin Short's a great actor. I love him.
Yeah. Oh my God. Martin Short is one of my favorite comedians. I loved when he was advertising for a stand-up special with Steve Martin. He's not only is it an honor to be here, but it's a contractual obligation to be here. And I was fucking beautiful. Hilarious.
I just watched that special a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah. He's great. Even on the show,
great.
When John Mulaney had that sitcom, he played an eccentric comedian that he had to work for. And he had some of the craziest jokes in that show. There was one part where anytime something bad, he fell or something, he would scream something inspirational. And they're like, "What are you doing?" "Well, in case I die, I want to make sure that I say something profound. So when people say his last words were great, they truly are great." It's the most short thing to say, too, entirely. And he was so funny on that show. But yeah, the Santa Claus movies are great. I gotta watch the TV show. I watched a little bit of the first season, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing just because Christmas came and went, and you don't want to be that creepy guy watching a Christmas show in February.
Yeah.
Understand, guys. It's like, no, it's fucking creepy. You see someone, you hear someone's earbuds jingle belling in February, and you're like, all right. That's the reason why I like Halloween. You can watch a movie you can watch a scary movie. You can watch the movie Halloween in July. No one will bat an eye. You watch the Santa Claus in June, they won't let you live near a school. All right. That's just a fact. That's just like, you're creepy. There's something wrong with you. And that's what it is. That's what it is. Hold out. Dan Brown joined back in. Tim Allen at Santa Claus in 2023. Kids are the joy of the earth, which is why it's important for everyone to see Santa. Oh my God. Yeah, it is a great series. We'll have to check that out. Dan Brown got me again. Because I thought it said silent, because the way it has the ... So I thought it was going to go into Silent Night. And I was like, oh, that's what he's doing. Yeah, you feel attacked, Dan. We don't care. I had to be in a band with this. I had to be in a car with this gig. This is true. He plays Christmas music all year. Anyways, so this movie, like I said, this movie's a classic trilogy. The TV show is great. Apparently, the TV show actually explains where the original Santa Claus went, the one that fell off his roof. Like
really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. So like as soon as I heard that, I've been sitting on that cliffhanger all year because I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna watch a Christmas show just in July. I could have watched it in July. It's Christmas July. I digress. So, okay. Rule number 1, guys. If you're watching a Christmas show and you don't finish it by, let's say, January 31st, wait till July. Watch it. You're festive. You're fun. Okay? That's what you do. All right. Well, here's a live action Christmas thing that I always loved. This thing will move me to fucking tears. No joke. Is the Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol. I read this is one of
such a great movie.
I think what makes it so good is that Michael Caine doesn't treat anybody like a Muppet. He treats them like he's acting across Anthony Hopkins or Robert De Niro. Like that's how he acts with them. And oh God, so good. And it quotes right from the book. I mean, I would say this is one of the closest adaptations to the book, ironically. Which is silly. It was
such a great movie.
Oh my God, it is. The joke.
And the fact that they added the typical humor that the Muppets would have.
Oh, that show
it was perfect.
Yes,
it's so perfect.
Oh my God! It made me like you got so sad for like Tiny Tim when you see that little frog with a crutch, and you're like, that's a doll. That's just a doll. But then you're like, oh fuck, it's getting me. Or when Michael Caine starts breaking down in tears, and you're just like, holy shit! You're like, what is going on? This is a Muppet movie, for Christ's sake. But it's good. I mean, the Christmas Carol has a lot of it just has a lot of heart. I think what makes it such a good Christmas movie is just how earnest it is. Like they're really while it has that Muppet show business humor, they're still kind of doing it straight. Like they're kind of doing it seriously. Like this is what it is, and that's how the world is. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's such a great movie. Like you said, it was full of heart, full of Christmas spirit. It almost exact to the actual story, and you get a little Muppets humor. Like when everybody asked Scrooge for a lump of coal, and he decides to scare them with making them unemployed, and then all of a sudden the rats are wearing Hawaiian shirts, doing hula. Kermit's like, what the fuck, guys? You're supposed to stand with. We needed that lump of coal. I can barely feel my froggy fingers. Like, come on.
Yeah, like I just enjoyed it. It was just something like It was just something refreshing. It was something that was fun because sometimes, like, when you do an adaptation of something that's been adapted numerous times, I always feel like it loses impact. And I mean that with anything.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I think one of the smartest things that the Batman movie didn't do was show Bruce Wayne's parents getting it. Because I'm like, I'm kind of done seeing them die.
How many times do we have to see it?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think Zack Snyder did it panel to panel perfectly. So I'm just like, there we go. We don't need to do it again. We know what happens. And they did the same thing with Spider-Man. They did the same with Spider-Man. We didn't need to see how Uncle Ben died. We didn't need to see all this stuff again. And I think that was it did it because like sometimes I feel like those scenes are used to like, ooh, we're gonna stir up the Christmas. Like a lot of times people put on Christmas Carol as a play because they're like, ooh, we're gonna make money on this because it's Christmas. You know what I mean? And you could feel the capitalism in doing the story rather than actually doing it justice in a different way. Not to toot my own horn or my friend's horn in this matter. Christy Vocalo, she is in charge of Good Medicine Productions, and she does a play called Uptown Scrooge, and it's probably one of the most original plays of the Christmas Carol I've ever been a part of or seen in general. The audience is Scrooge, the walking tour that goes through an entire small town with actors planted everywhere, and the actors interact with you because you're Scrooge, and the guide turns into the past, the present, the future to Jacob Marley, and they'll ask you questions that you can answer, like like what's something you regret, what's something you wish you could have done better, and it's very impactful. They're not doing it this year, but they're going to do it again next year. But I was like, wow, there's a lot of heart and thought into this. It's not just simply, hey, let's just put on the Christmas Carol because people are going to buy tickets. And I really appreciate that because you're not telling your audience, hey, you guys are dumb enough to buy it because you're consumers. No, you're going to buy something and then you're going to get something. That's how it is.
Yeah, they do. In Providence, in Rhode Island, they have a Christmas, the whole thing. But they actually, when I went to go see it, I think they first did the production, I was in high school, I think. But they made, instead of it like being primarily in England, it was actually taking place in Providence in the state's capital. So they would make references to certain places that people who hang out in Providence that would know. And then at the end, they brought out one of Providence's staples, which is our local pest service. They have a big blue termite bug on their on top of their building that they dress up as Rudolph and shit. Out of nowhere, the thing just pops out of like some little platform from a building, and there it was right there with the Rudolph nose and all that shit. So they did something different where instead of making it just out of this typical place, they made it out of Providence. All of the typical places, and then like I said, the big blue bug just showed right up right at the very end of the show.
Yeah.
Whether they still do it like that or not, I have no idea, but they did it when I went to go see it originally.
And that's what's good, because here's the thing. It's not that the subject matter needs to be original. Your take has to be original. Like in comedy, everybody has a bit about being broken up. Everyone has a bit about their wife. Everyone has a bit about how much they hate their job. Everybody has it. What makes everything different is your take on the matter. We want to hear your take.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to make it interesting. That's what's going to make it original. And that's very original. I like that. I like change the setting. Why does it always have to happen in London? Put in some references that regard Providence. It's a great idea. No, I think that's like I said, that is what we want, and that's what the Muppets did. Because the Muppets were like, hey, we're going to tell the exact same story, but they're Muppets, and because they did that, and they did it with art. It's almost like they told a different story without telling a different story. Like I actually, I feel like I empathized with Scrooge more than I usually ever do. And I read the book and I really didn't care. But this, I was like, holy shit, okay. And again, that could be like Kane's acting, the writing, directing, whatever you want to credit it as. But bottom line is, it came from a production that was like, let's twist it a little bit differently. Let's just tiny bit and go this direction. And success. That's why it's
well, not Christmas related, but they did it another time with Muppets Treasure Island. They took the story of Treasure Island, and
I read that book too.
And it was such a, and they did a phenomenal job again with that movie.
Yeah.
See that Hollywood? You want to do more good things? Take classic novels, put Muppets in them. Maybe you'll get some more money. Maybe you'll get some more people in the friggin' theaters now.
I think it's so funny because I think with Muppets you can actually be more faithful to the book, especially Treasure Island. Like the blind Muppet at the beginning kicks a dog, and everybody laughs at that. But I'm like, in the book that kind of happened, and it's quite horrible. Like if you did that with a live actor kicking even a fake dog, people would be like, "Oh, this movie." Animal violence, Peter would be all over it. You see a Muppet kick a dog, you're like,
it's all right. We'll let it slide.
So,
and come on, Tim Curry as Blackbeard.
Or no, Long John Silver. Is it Long John Silver?
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. I was like, holy
sorry, I got mixed up on that.
Wait a second. Yeah. I was like, wait, I thought it was so. Yeah, dude, he was great in that movie. He was just. I was rewatching those movies this past summer, and I'm like, still holds up. The music holds up. The humor holds up, and it's great because if you know historical facts about the book and how it's written, they make jokes about that, and like you never catch it unless you know that stuff. And you're like, so you could tell like a lot of they didn't just go, we're simply going to put Muppets in it and be done with it. We're going to add layers. We're going to add friggin' layers and put it all over the place. And I'm just like, brilliant. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. And that's why it's so good. And that's why it's so damn good. That's why it stands up to the sands of time, because they made something worth rewatching. And that's the thing. I just want people to start making things that are worth rewatching. Yeah, I mean, because I feel like sometimes
I know, right?
Movies are like, oh, enough people will come to the theater and waste money for this to be profitable. Like a lot of times people will front load a movie so it's profitable before the day it opens up. I'll give you an example, and this doesn't apply to this movie. I'm just talking about the economics of it, not whether it was a good or bad movie. But Five Nights at Freddy's, before that even released, it was already in the black. It already was successful because it sold its streaming rights already. It sold its merchandising already. It sold everything in advertising, all that stuff. So the movie was already making money. So if they wanted to, if nobody went to see that movie, it would still have been profitable and got a sequel, essentially. Just from a banking standpoint, it would have, because it was like, we made our money. We'll do it again if you do that. Why not? But these movies, it never felt like that. Never felt like that. It's a kid's movie, and it felt so good. And I watched some of the things I watched when I was younger. I'm like, oh, this is dumb. But Muppets, man, no, they
you can't get enough of them.
You can't. It's so damn good. All right, well, we're getting to the bottom of the this hour, so we'll get into an interesting take. We're going to talk about rated R hilarities. Okay. Now, real quick, not all these movies are rated R. Some of them are going to be PG-13, but I just lumped them in there because at the end of the day, funny is funny. Funny is funny, but these movies are like the antisocial thoughts coming to life for Christmas because of Christmas. And we're going to start with one that's just a PG-13 one, but it's near and dear to my heart, Christmas Vacation.
Oh, God. One of the best Christmas movies ever.
So here's how good this movie is. I am so sick and tired of Chevy Chase. I think he's like the biggest asshole ever. I watch him in interviews and he's trashing me. But this movie makes me forget it's Chevy Chase. That's how good he is in this movie. He makes me forget. This is like how Kevin Spacey like Kaiser Sose, and you'll still watch the movie. You forget that's Kevin Spacey. It's Kaiser Sose. Yeah. He earned his Oscar. He made me forget how terrible of a human being he was for 90 minutes. I mean, isn't that what acting is?
Yeah.
Not condoning those actions. I'm just saying, yeah, that's good acting. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, here comes the cancellation. Anyways, Chevy Chase, he's an asshole, but he is so good in this movie, it makes you forget. It makes you forget how shitty he is. And because he encapsulates our inner rage for this holiday. The not getting the bonus.
Yes.
The trying so hard to appease everybody. Make the in-laws happy. Make our parents happy. Make the kids happy. Worry about our nephews who aren't going to get any toys because maybe they're poor. Like all this, like he is just this worrywart the whole movie. And I don't think there's not anybody who can watch the movie and not see themselves in Clark. You can't.
At least in some way. In some way, some part.
Yeah. And then
I agree. Yeah.
He's an idealist. Like that's I think what makes Clark's character so amazing. He was this American dream. I mean, that's the way he is in every movie. The first vacation movie. It's the American dream to have the best family vacation. The one that's like the standard that everybody will follow. You know, European vacation. The standard of a European vacation. Christmas vacation. The standard. Sled riding. Meeting Santa. Toys. Buying. Christmas dinner. Bonus. We're going to get the pool. We're going to get the gifts. Family's happy. The lights are going to be amazing. I'm going to show it off to the world. Everybody's going to see how jolly I am. Everything goes possibly wrong in each one of those fields, which builds up to Chevy Chase's amazing monologue. That ass word, kiss word.
Oh. One of the best monologues for any holiday ever.
Because when he breaks down, there's not one person that hasn't felt that way to some certain degree. like just losing your shit, being done, and after you've done everything you could to make everybody happy, and you didn't make yourself happy. To me, is just it's peak Christmas, and that's what this movie does. This movie hones in on that frustration, and I think it does it so well, and it makes us laugh because in the end we realize it's not. This isn't life or death. It doesn't matter. Christmas will happen no matter what. We're all going to have that Christmas dinner. We're all going to open the gifts. We're all going to be together, regardless of how it goes. We may not like how it goes, but in the end, it ends nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
And you know, who else doesn't want to have, you know, that crazy cousin like Eddie that just, you know, empties out his shitter in the sewer drain.
Yeah. Yes. It's
in front of everybody in his robe, his little Canadian, you know, ear flap hat, smoking a cigar, looking at your neighbors, going, "Shitter's full." Like they really needed an explanation for that.
What I love is for how much that stinks. He's smoking a cigar and drinking a beer, which I love. That there's a part of him that's relaxed doing what he's doing, which is hilarious. Because like if you and I were doing it, you would be like pouring it like that. We wouldn't be standing next to each other. You and I would have just shoved it down into the drain, walked away, and then went in. But he is just holding it like the American
and
dream.
He didn't even shove the damn thing in the drain. He's like literally holding it while it's like this far away from the fucking drain, and it's just spewing shit all over the street.
It's like it's so terrible. It's brilliant. It's brilliant because it's a really telling scene about a character. He's smiling, smoking a cigar. It's probably 8 a.m. He has no shame to just yell "shitter's full" to somebody. Like it's little things like that. I think create such good characters, and that's why we go back to those moments.
Yeah,
because like what we don't know subconsciously is that scene told us so much about his character without explicitly saying he's this, he's that, he might do this, he might do that. No, we get this guy. American dream. He's loving life. He has no shame. He'll say what he wants. This is just a regular Monday. He's at a cigar. The smell of shit doesn't bother him. He's drinking his beer. He's chilled out. He's just relaxing like he's watering his lawn. Like, brilliant. Just brilliant character development for such a silly comedy. Very one.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Wait, what's this? Did I miss the Merry Christmas and holy shit line? Oh, no. Wait, what's this from? Oh, wait. I'm trying to remember. What does he say? When's this said? Oh, God, shit. Merry Christmas and holy shit. I can't remember when he says that. Holy.
No. Oh, crap.
Oh, God. I can't remember when he says this. Oh my God, this is so crazy. I just can't. I remember hearing it, but I can't remember what the context was. But no, that's a good line. Let us know what the context of that line is. Now
it's bugging me because I've.
Oh wait, it's at the end. Hallelujah, holy shit. Where's the Tylenol? I think that's what you mean.
Another great line.
Yeah, no, great line. Great. Wait, here's the whole thing. Let me see if I can do this real quick. If anyone's looking for any last minute gifts ideas for me, I have one. I'd like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I went and brought to this happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people. I want him brought right here with a ribbon on his head, and I want him to look him straight in the eye. I want to tell him how he's a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit that he is. Hallelujah, holy shit. Where's the Tylenol? Such a great line. Such a great, and like obviously I didn't do it with.
I love. Dude, that was perfect.
But like he does it. He does it with like. Let me put it this way: if somebody was talking like that in a high school, you would leave immediately. Like yeah, that's like that's how he was talking. If anybody wants to know what I want for Christmas, if anybody talks like that in public, get the fuck out of there. Something horrible is going to happen. They were going to do something horrible, and that's just crazy. I just love it. That's how crazy this franchise is. I mean, because it's like that all the movies, but this movie I think is probably the best one. I love the first movie, but like Christmas Vacation, I always have a special moment in my heart. Yeah.
Definitely. All the ones after that didn't really. I mean, they were good, but they weren't like. They weren't at that at a Christmas Vacation level.
Yeah, because then you had Vegas Vacation, which was
Vegas,
okay, which that one didn't have the National Lampoon title on it. If you ever noticed it, so I wonder if that probably had some reasoning.
Really?
And no. Hold on, let me double check that. Let me fact check that real quick, so I'm not just throwing out weird fact checks or weird facts on here that aren't true. Vegas Vacation. I think that was the first one that dropped it. Yeah, doesn't have it.
Oh, I wonder why.
I used to know. Hold on a second. This is the first one to not carry it. So I guess a lot of the people who were Vegas Vacation, like the people who produced it, as well as John Hughes didn't write this one, which you could tell because John knows how to write these. Like, it's so funny how John Hughes can write Pretty in Pink and then write the line in Vacation. All right, roll them up. It's so that's the same writer. That's the same writer. The same writer who has a character get pulled over by the cops because they dragged a dog to death by accident was also the guy who did Breakfast Club. Like, to me, blows my mind that those are the same people, but that is the fact that they are. Here's another one that's always backed by popular demand. Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Like,
such a good movie.
Such a anytime I see a mall Santa, I think Billy Bob Thornton. Always. I always think like, oh, he's here. He's going to knock it off. Come the 24th. Small's done. Like, what a just a great little, just like what a great little movie. It's just like, it's so good. It's like very like bare bones, very simple, and it's a crime story. Like this one, I was gonna kind of put in the background to the non-traditional movies, but because it's a guy dressed as Santa doing it, I had to. You know what I mean? Like it just made sense.
I mean, it is around Christmas time, so
yeah. And do you know who the story? You know who actually wrote the story for this movie? This always blew my mind. It's because, like, obviously, there's not the people who wrote it, but the story, believe it or not, came from the Coen brothers, which always blew my mind.
Really?
Swear to God, they were uncredited, but the story originally came from them. That always blew my mind. I can't remember what how that came about, but they were producing it and they just hired someone to write it for them. They might have been working on their own movie, and I don't know how it went, but yeah, no, they did the story unofficially. So that's always kind of
didn't know that.
The Coen brothers have written. There's movies they have written, but they didn't. Like direct. So if you ever get interested in Coen brothers, like try watching movies they wrote but didn't direct. It's kind of fun and interesting. Because like even like because like people forget the Coen brothers worked on the Evil Dead movies, which is kind of crazy. Like that's how them and Sam Raimi know each other, because they did, I think, some of the cinematography for Evil Dead 2, and then they did a movie together. I think it was called Blood Simple or Crime Wave. I can't remember what it is, but like it's so funny. Like those they all came from that kind of same background of movie making. But yeah,
no kidding.
Yeah, if you ever get interested, look up like where the Coen brothers started and how they got their start. Very fascinating too. Very fascinating. Like here, I like the Coen brothers so much because I think what's the play? I think Macbeth is the dumbest fucking William Shakespeare play ever. I think it's the dumbest fucking one ever. But then they made a version of it, or the one brother made a version of it, where Denzel Washington's Macbeth and Lady Macbeth is Frances McDormand. And I'm like, fuck, I want to see that. Like I would because that's probably amazing. You know? Like if you didn't like the Odyssey and then you watched Brother or Thou, you weren't paying attention. They wrote the Odyssey. That's the Odyssey. Like they're brilliant writers.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So yeah, because like a lot, like why was the Bible salesman a one-eyed monster? That was the Cyclops they fight in the Odyssey. Like it's so like their writing is just so good. It's just so good. But last but not least, we're gonna run through these last movies quickly. And then we'll head out of here. But one of the biggest things with non-traditional movies, we have to talk about one guy before we get into the big ones, is Shane Black. Are you familiar with Shane Black movies? You've seen him. Are you familiar with him?
I probably seen him, but I didn't know.
So his style of movies are two main characters becoming friends. The problematic protagonists become better human beings, trade witty dialogue, and they feature a labyrinth crime plot during Christmas time. Now I'm going to put his movies up, and you're going to see it. Lethal Weapon, The Long Kiss Goodnight, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, The Nice Guys.
Holy shit.
Right? Like, it's so weird how he has that formula. That these are some of the movies he did.
Huh.
I believe The Last Boy Scout was also around Christmas too, so I might be missing that one on my list. But like that was his thing. He liked doing movies that were based around that. So it's kind of interesting. Like for me, it ain't Christmas until Riggs takes out Joshua on the front lawn. That's Christmas for me. Okay.
Yeah.
like
Mr. Joshua.
Mr. Joshua. He has the lighter. It's just like, oh my God. So good.
Gary Busey's crazy ass face as he's doing it. He's just like, what are you gonna do, bitch? I'm getting my ass lit on fire. What are you gonna do?
dude, Gary Busey is just so crazy in that movie. I always forget he's in there. I always forget because when you always think about the main characters and you think about Joe Pesci, but then you're like, Joe Pesci doesn't show up until the second movie. But man, like every time I watch that movie, I don't know why I'm continually shocked. Like, oh fuck, Gary Busey's here.
You know, I use his intimidation tactics when he's getting his arm burnt for teaching people wrestling stuff.
No shit, really?
Yeah, because it was when I was wrestling in the first company I wrestled for, I was a head trainer, and people starting off always had issues hitting, and I'm like, hit me.
Yeah.
They go soft, and I go, you can do better, hit me. And they would still do soft. And then I would literally get out of the ring, grab a steel chair that somebody's sitting on, go back into the ring, take the chair and wrap it over my head, throw it and look at them and go,
Jesus.
That did nothing. What do you got?
Jeez.
Hit me.
You got it.
You gotta you gotta figure out a way to get these guys to do something. If they realize that chair hitting me isn't gonna do shit.
Do you still do it?
Nah, I'm retired now.
Shit.
Been retired for a few years.
Because you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna dress like Peter McAllister, the general in there, and I was gonna put the suit on and everything, and I was just gonna call you and refer you over to Mr. Joshua and start doing it. And be like, that's how much you can hurt him. I would have done that for you. I would have drove up where you were. I would have done the whole thing. I would have done the whole bit. I would have done it. Let's talk about the granddaddy of them all. All right. When it comes to saying,
the biggest controversial Christmas movie.
I feel like Disney kind of put it to rest. What they did, they introduced a new choir that would sing about this movie being a Christmas movie. Like 12, think about it, 12 terrorists, 12 days of Christmas. Okay, they say Christmas a lot. You go to a Christmas party, right? Yeah, it's like think about holy shit. You know what I mean? It's there's a lot of Christmassy shit in these movies. A lot of Christmassy shit. There's Coke. There's Coke randomly on there. Well, it's a Christmas party. It's got to be Coke. People are banging in the office. Yeah,
a high-end Californian corporate Christmas party. It wouldn't be the same without big bag of Coke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you look at the one scene, you can see that there's a mirror and lines drawn across. Holy shit! I watch those movies. I watch a movie every year, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't notice that random thing. I'm like, that is pretty cool. Here's a really cool Die Hard trivia fact. This is it was in a movie. My wife caught it, actually. It was a reference to Die Hard. So you saw the movie Violent Night, right?
Probably.
With David Harbour as Santa Claus and he fights off John Leguizamo, the hostage situation movie.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Well, this won't reveal anything.
Oh, I got to see
All
that.
the villains are named after Christmas characters. So I'm going to name a few of them, and then this is where Die Hard's going to tie back in. Gingerbread, Krampus, Sugarcane, Frosty, Tinsel, Jingle, Peppermint, Sugar Plum, and Scrooge. But then the last one, here's this one. His name is Thorpe, which is weird. It's like, wait, what the fuck is Thorpe, right? Thorpe is referring to Roderick Thorpe, the guy who wrote the book that Die Hard was based on.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's so crazy. That's how ingrained Die Hard is with movies. It's referenced in Christmas movies. It's I was like, holy shit. They're saying if all these characters are Christmas characters, and that guy's if the author is considered a great Christmas writer like Charles Dickens, sold.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, where's your stance on this movie? Do you feel it's a Christmas movie?
I mean, it did happen around Christmas time.
It did. I mean, they referenced Christmas a lot. They played a lot of music. They played that
they had a Christmas party.
Christmas party and everything. People were dressed as Santa Clauses. The one guy had John McClane made that one guy a Christmas sweater. He killed him, but it still was a Christmas sweater. Ha ha! I got ho ho ho. I haven't seen that now. It's still a great Christmas sweater. It's a really good Christmas sweater. I'll go even further. I'll go even further. There's a tradition for St. Nicholas Day in Catholic school where you had to take your shoes off and leave them in the hallway for St. Nick to put something in there. And noticed John McClane didn't have his shoes the whole movie. Whoa. Maybe he wasn't waiting. I know that he was doing it for the knuckle thing. He was doing it for good luck. But hey, maybe we could. We don't know. Maybe he would be like, hey, I remember Catholic school. I did this. Might as well do it again. He's Irish. He has to be Irish Catholic. So, I'm making jumps here. I'm just making jumps. All right. I would go as far as say this dude.
But you might be onto something.
I think I am onto something. I really think I am on Holly Gennaro. Holly, have a Holly Jolly Gennaro Christmas. God, there's a lot moving here. This will always be a Christmas movie because, it's about. Lifetime movies are like this. Let me Christmas Lifetime movies. All right, you have a woman who's career driven, who's going to end up with a guy who can't agree with her on anything and disagrees on her career, and they never get along. And due to circumstances, they get together. That's every Hallmark Christmas movie. So what I might be saying is Die Hard might be the best Hallmark Christmas movie of all time. Hands down, no debate.
At least a nonchalant Hallmark Christmas movie.
Very nonchalant at all. Yeah. It was like Hallmark was like, all right, we're going to do Die Hard, but this time the woman is own an inn and there's no violence. And then they're like, okay, cool. And we're going to pump 30 of those out every month. And that's going to be the business model. Great. Which
we're going to do Die Hard with no killing.
No killing, no violence, no nothing.
Nobody falls off the top of a corporate building.
No one gets thrown off. No one, nothing like that. There's no Coke on the desk. No Coke. We have the father from Family Matters. If he's available, we could get him. We could do the father from Family Matters.
Because he's got to play that same type of character in everything he does.
No nonsense. No fucking nonsense. But you know what?
Wasn't that the first movie he actually showed up? Like, was that like his first movie? Was playing a cop.
Yep.
And he did such a great job. They kept him going throughout the entire 80s.
Yeah, that was. Oh yeah. What I love so much is that eventually Home Alone 2 was like, we got to make a sequel. How do we do that? Let's do what Die Hard 2 did. It's just, same. That's all they did. They just put it in New York. That's all they did.
And they didn't kill anyone.
They didn't kill anybody. So again, that's eventually what tapers off to the Hallmark model. So that's when they were like, all right, so we're going to do Die Hard like Home Alone 2, but with no violence and a sappy romance story. Can we all be in agreement? Done. We're making money. So, I think we figured it out.
And no, we're not throwing anybody off the top of a roof.
I think one of my favorite things I love, and this joke will never get old, is when news stations every Christmas will say there were shots fired heard out in L.A. at the Nelson County Railroad.
I know. I love that.
I love that.
You know they make advent calendars with that now?
With Hans Gruber falling?
Yeah, they have the Nakamura Tower, and they have Hans Gruber, and it starts off at the top, and then every single day you just drop them down until it gets to Christmas.
And they also make the Die Hard Christmas storybook. Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't know I had that.
Oh my God, yes they do. Hold on. Let me look this up. Christmas book. We'll end after this because this is. It's like I'm not. Just so people know, I'm not receiving any advertisement dollars from this. I just need you to know this exists. Okay? And it comes with a stuffed animal too. Okay? Comes with a stuffed animal. That's the best part.
Really?
Yeah, I'm on Amazon right now, so hold on.
I gotta see this.
All right, hold on. Where are the presets? There we go. Share that screen. Share that screen right now. Right, here it is. Booyah. Okay. So it's loading up, but here it is. Here it is. Are you seeing it?
Holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. You got John look, he's got the kill count on his wrist. Hans, Carl, now people. Look at Alan Rickman.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's a whole book. There he is, the father.
There it is.
Look at
there's Carl Winslow.
His feet are cut up and everything.
Not Carl Winslow, but
Carl Winslow. Well, yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
That's a thing, everybody. So, yeah.
I may have to get that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Well, hey, that's all the time we had tonight. I just want to say thank you guys, everybody, for joining us all across social medias, whether it was YouTube, Facebook. You guys rock. Thank you, everybody who commented. We'll be back next week. We got some fun stuff we're going to be doing. There's one show that it's on my dream board of wanting to do. Like, you ever see those shows? It might be have something to do for next year because it needs so much prep time. I want people to actually make Home Alone traps. Like actual.
Oh my god!
But not use them on people, but like just show me how it would work. Almost kind of like you remember that show American Chopper where they have to build a motorcycle in one episode? But I would just people making traps.
Oh shit! No, you know what? They did that. That was actually done.
Where? Who did it?
Yeah, they wanted to test. Fuck, I can't remember, but I know they wanted to test the validity on how Kevin McAllister's traps from the first, I think it was I know they did a lot of the ones from the first one. I don't know if they did any in the second, but they wanted to see, like, if you took one of those wire heater things or whatever and put it on a doorknob, could it heat up hot enough to get to burn the imprint on the hand? And what would happen if you actually dropped a gallon of paint off of a rope on somebody's face? Yeah, they were like, yeah, Marv would have been dead, but
like,
he wouldn't survive one, let alone the two that got dropped on him.
But like, for mine though, you have to do your own trap. It can't be a trap from the movie. I need you to go full originality.
Oh,
full originality.
Oh, right? That could be fun.
You know what I mean?
That could be fun.
Like I feel like
wheels turning now.
There has to be like so many like safety waivers. Like, what happened? I blew the firecrackers went off and blew my fingers off. Why? I was trying to trap for a podcast. Can't have that. Well, look. We'll figure this out. But stay tuned. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. live. We'll be talking about stuff at the Grown Up Stable. Thank you, Ryan, for joining me, man. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Well, thank you.
It's a good time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and people, I'll be back. I'm on the road. I'm back on the road now. I'm working on the new set after my comedy special. I'm going to be in Belmont, Ohio tomorrow. I'm going to be in Heath, Ohio on Saturday. I'm going to be at Flintstone. Yes, there's a place called Flintstone, Maryland, in Rocky Gap Casino on the 7th, the Thursday. And then I'm going to be, I'm trying to think, where's my Saturday date? Oh, I'm going to be in Newark, Ohio for the roast of Harry Potter. So I'm going to be Ron Weasley, and I get to roast people. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So, a lot of stuff coming up. So check out www.jessepimpinella.com. Until next time, I'm Jesse.
I'm Ryan.
And you've been sitting at the Grown Up Stable. Thank you, and have an awesome, happy holidays season. Thank you so much.